Welcome, everybody, to Talking Bitch, a podcast where the rage is real, the opinions are loud, and nobody's safe from the group chat energy. We're talking games, cultures, and whatever chaos is happening online. My name is Austin, one half of your host for the show, and allow me to introduce your last, but definitely not least, the second first in command, Draquan.
Okay, we do it live.
Today, we're going over gaming tropes. The good ones, the bad ones, and whatever you call that thing when they go into like the ancient voice for some reason. Drake?
I mean, just straight up, I fucking hate it when they do. God, I can't believe you saying it like an Asian voice. I will say Asian voice, but yes.
No, I'm saying
Uh,
ancient. I'm saying there's differences. The
uh
one
the
you're about to
differences
say, there's differences.
is
The
a
one you're about to say is blatantly racist. The one that I'm
it is
thinking of,
blatantly fucking racist
the one
when
I'm
they
thinking
do.
of is when like they just happen to be in ancient times.
Oh man, yeah. Whenever they do any video games and like do commercials or like ads for it, and it takes place in Japan or whatever Asia, all of a sudden they do this fucking voice. Long ago in the land of Far East, a notable samurai. That fucking racist ass voices. By the way, that's not my normal voice. I don't talk like that. None of us fucking talk like that. I fucking hate that shit. You can just make a regular ass advertisement for your video game without doing a dumbass voices. It doesn't even have to be Asian voices. Like you say, you can be just some Asian grunt, voice or like a quote unquote wizard voice, like any of this shit. It's dumb. We live in 2026. We get it. Your fucking game takes place in fantasy world or Oriental, whatever. We get it. You don't have to do fake ass accent, fake ass accent. Get it. Don't fucking do shit like our emperor comes to save the Jade Empire. Bullshit like that.
So you listen to that shit and you're like, okay, Dave. Just imagine the director sitting in the voiceover booth being like, Chris, your character is Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank.
You can totally tell it's some old ass white dude telling their guys, is like, by the way, we want you to do this voiceover for our game coming up. Okay, yeah, sure. Well, how do you want it sound? Sounds like I want you to sound like a fucking Aku from Samurai Jack, but why don't you to turn it up a little bit more?
Your next gaming trope, man. It's it's that's a good. I'm not gonna lie, it's just a good one to start with.
It really is a good one because it pisses me off because you don't have to do that shit. If the game looks good, I will buy it. You don't have to ruin it by doing a dumbass fucking voiceover.
Like I think Ghost of Tsushima, they didn't do that, and the game was fine without it.
Right. Yeah, it's dumb. Like I hate it. Because you don't fucking see that with the games, that takes place. Imagine the game supposedly takes place in, let's say, Africa or some shit. Resident Evil 5. All of a sudden you hear, oh, Unga Bunga, oh yeah, RBWABW at the, Africa. Oh, Chris Redfield comes down. Yeah, it's like that would be fucking racist shit.
I don't know if I have to bleep that or not.
I don't care.
I,
You
I
do.
I have no idea if I need to bleep that.
But you get the idea. Imagine, like yeah. I was like, that would
You-
be fucking racist shit to do.
I know you doubled down on it too, so I still have not like I don't know what to do in that situation.
Just move on. Move on to the next.
I was in a completely different light. I was gonna go with losing your gear for the sake of the plot.
Oh yeah, that
I,
too. Like halfway through, you lose all your shit, and then you have to quote unquote, get to that. You know what? This actually kind of coincide with the next one I was gonna, pull up as well. You lose all your shit, and then forces you to do a stealth mission. Why?
it- it's a trope that just doesn't need to exist anymore.
It just exists to pad the time and piss you off.
It's like The only game I can think of where like it kind of makes sense because it lasts for maybe 3 minutes is like if you go to jail in Skyrim and you decide to break out. It's like 3 minutes. You literally go down a hallway, you grab your shit, and you walk out.
If it's just
That's
short, okay, that's fine. But
like
it,
that.
uh, it
I don't even think of that as like losing your gear as much as like you're
lo-
facing your
penalty,
consequences.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Whereas
penalty.
like
That's not losing your shit. A good
I
example I have one will
yeah.
be Pathfinder or Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. You spend about 20 hours, get to like halfway through the story, all of a sudden you get captured or you get lost in somewhere and you have to make your way back out. But the game does not have a stealth fucking mechanic. And it's an RPG game. It's a literally turn-based fucking RPG game. Why the fuck am I trying to fight my way through entire city without my gear? Fuck me.
Uh yeah.
You know what? Since we're on this fucking topic, any game that starts with you at max level or like a full whatever of all the powers and shit, as soon as your tutorial or opening segment is over, you lose everything.
I mean, there's several games I can think of right now. I can't think of them right now. I know I had them yesterday.
Castlevania.
Castlevania is a
Ca-
good one. Oh God, I thought of it yesterday. The Force Unleashed, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. You start out as Darth Vader with all of the upgraded powers, and then you go to a weak ass Star Killer. I almost called him Star Lord.
this actually applies to a sequel to a game that like a continuation of a story that in the first game you save the world or whatever and you have the max level character and somehow on the second game you lose all your shit. Like let's explain how that fucking happened other than oh yeah this is a different game so you had to start from beginning.
On another note, the trope that I can't stand is the "Who am I" trope, where you have to like discover who you are throughout the game, but you don't discover it through actual gameplay. No, you discover it through random notes on the ground that you
Right.
find. That for some reason, everybody in the world has been taking notes on your life except for you.
You know what, there's actually a game that has done that well, which was Star Wars the Knights of the Old Republic.
It's the only one that's done that well.
Because
I'd even say
every other,
the sequel did it pretty well too, of you trying to figure
yeah,
out why you were exiled.
why you lost your power and why are you exiled. They actually done well on that. Who would have fucking thought you can actually do tropes actually done well and be make it good.
But
But
there's
no,
just
like
there's there are games out there. God, I can't think of any right now. There are games out there that like genuinely have that trope. You go through the entire game, and all of a sudden at the end of it, it's like, oh, that's who I was the entire time. I was
I
really
can give
this.
you a bad example that the game that everybody fucking loves,
What?
Final Fantasy 7.
Actually, yeah, it's a great example of it. I know everybody loves it. I mean, I do enjoy the game as well, but I do agree with you of like, I don't think they do the trope well whatsoever.
No, especially when you find out the whole quote unquote twist is that Cloud was actually not Cloud. It was actually Zack imprinted on him. It's like that, the game is already convoluted as it is. This is not the kind of twist I fucking wanted to, like deal with. And then
Yeah.
turn you turn Cloud into fucking vegetable for no reason.
Uh,
Oh,
Here's one that's more of like it's a gameplay mechanic and it can be fixed, but for some reason, developers do not fucking fix it. When you have sections in the game where you have to talk to an NPC and walk with them, and you are faster than the NPC.
that goes for escort missions as well, which pisses me off.
Like I can't stand those moments. Red Dead 2 does it a lot where for some reason you have to walk and talk with people. Your standard walk speed is double the walk speed of the person you're talking to.
So you're doing this very slow crawl.
Yeah, you have to find the right spot on the controller to walk with them, or you run ahead of them, stop, run ahead of them, stop, and you just got to kind of keep doing that until the end of it.
You know what other game that does that and pisses me off?
What?
Dynasty Warriors.
See, I've never experienced a Dynasty Warriors game quite like that. How do they do that?
So there are quite a few missions where you have to take one of the officers to a certain part of the map to quote unquote do the strategy. Your character moves way faster than NPCs on the map. So you're just zooming around and killing everything around to clear the way for the NPCs to just have a straight line, right? Except if you stray too far away from the target, it's considered as a strategy failed. So you're just hovering around this slow ass moving NPC that's moving at walking speed while your character is either on horse zooming around or just running around at double the speed. So on a fast-paced hack and slash game, you're spending 5 minutes or so just hovering around this one NPC to get to the fucking point. And because the old games you AI was fucking busted, sometimes just stand still and don't move at all.
I got another one for you. I'm going to give you the game first, and then I'll give you the trope.
All right.
Final Fantasy 13.
Unnecessary sequel.
No.
Is it the one where you save the world in the previous game and next game if nobody fucking remembers that you saved the world and treats you like shit?
No, even dumber than that, actually.
Really?
Yeah, tutorials throughout the game.
Oh my god, yes.
That game until chapter 11 out of 13 chapters has
Const-
tutorials on how to play the game.
Constantly
You
pops up every single time there's like a new mechanic.
it's like new mechanics, new introduction, new character, and then chapter 11 is the first chapter where it's kind of like an open world setting. It's also the only chapter where there's an open world setting, and you're still getting tutorials on how to play the game. As soon as you get out of this chapter, there are no more tutorials. But there's a 13 chapters in the game. You've already played the game for probably 30 hours at this point to get to chapter 11, and you're still getting
Like, you
fucking
should know.
tutorials.
Yeah. While we're at it, let's also talk about games that treat their players as they're fucking dumb. That you have to have a bunch of markers, bunch of indicators, hell, even a yellow paint to tell you exactly where to go.
There are some times where I don't mind it. Though I do wish games would be smarter and realize that if you're not playing on the easiest difficulty, you probably don't need it.
Right. And also, they should have faith in their player base to be not be a complete idiots. So they actually have some kind of awareness to can read UI or maps and know what they're doing. If you
Like
have
they
to
really.
constantly hammer it, to their head, then you didn't make a game.
Oh, repair mechanics. It's actually like quite frustrating how many games have a repair mechanic nowadays. And it's not just like repairing your items or your crafting. It's like you need to build up relationships and you need to continuously build those relationships like maintenance. I guess it's just maintenance mechanics in general. Like every game now has an RPG part of it. Now every game also has a crafting element, and then every other game has some maintenance trope to it that you need to constantly repair shit.
I think it depends on the game. Like some action games, I don't mind if it has a good, like you say, action RPGs. Some of them I don't mind, but I agree if the quote unquote repair mechanic is getting in the way of enjoying the game itself. Yeah, that's not good. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I'm looking at
And
you.
you can't even repair anything. It's just everything breaks.
Yeah, but some of the RPG games where they actually give you like crafting, like mechanics, where you can make like some magical items and you have to, keep. maintaining it to because it's stronger than the things you can either find or buy. It makes sense, right?
Here's the thing is like that I guess this also goes into like my second part of that of like crafting. Not every game needs crafting in it. You don't
Oh
like
God, no.
you add crafting because you have like 3 items you need to craft. Why? Just to have the items out in the open. It's a video game. You can make excuses for them being out there. Honestly, I'm just thinking about The Last of Us in general. Like, why? Like, I understand finding parts to upgrade your weapons. What I don't understand is why do I need to go around finding water bottles and scissors and tape so I can make a nail bomb? Everybody already has it and uses it against you. Just go out, just have it sit there. That's an unnecessary mechanic for the sake of like filling somebody's time.
Right. Well, actually, I thought of a game with a good, like a quote unquote crafting or repair mechanics just now.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 2.
No, they probably. Excuse me. They probably have the best one. That's one where like it's understandable the crafting mechanics.
It fits in world and the
Yeah,
lore and the gameplay.
yeah, and then they don't really have like a maintenance thing with it either. I mean, they do like it. Your weapons degrade over time,
Right.
but like items are pretty easy to find in the game, and if you know where to go, there's so many walkthroughs and so many things that you can find. Like you can just get whatever items you need to make anything you want.
Like if it's like alternative to if crafting is an alternative to like item drops, I I think that works. But if you craft an item that you can already, find it in the world, then it's just moot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it should be its own unique reward for doing it. But a lot of times it's not. Just annoying.
what's another one you have? While I type this into Google.
Cool. Uh, this one is Steam specific, but if you're gonna sell adult games on Steam, actually have adult contents. Don't give me this censor bullshit that I need to go to your website to download either mods or patches. Don't be a bitch. If you're gonna sell adult games, actually sell adult games.
I'm gonna let you touch that one.
No, there's so many quote unquote adult games they have. Like I'm looking at the Sakura series, they all have this shit. It's all because if you look at its metro content and you play the game, you can totally tell where there's supposed to be nudity or sex scene, but it's just blank or completely covered up. And then you can, if you go to their website and there's a here's a patch you can download for extra content, and it's just a literally cut content because of the Steam censorship. Like
I'm
if you're
gonna
gonna be pulling that shit, don't put a mature content tag on it.
I'm gonna call our buddies connoisseur of fan fiction to talk to you about this topic because I don't buy those games. It's
I'm pretty sure he
it's
does.
I know he does, and I'm sure you two could have a very passionate conversation about that because I don't think that's a gaming trope. I think you're just complaining and not being able to play porn.
No, that's not. It's not that I'm complaining about not able to play porn. If I already pay money to play the porn, why is it fucking censored? Is what complaining about.
Um. Anyways, got any other video game tropes to
Yes,
talk
I
about?
do. Shotguns being shit in first-person shooter game
Oh yeah, like shotguns. Every first-person shooter does this thing wrong with shotguns, where they give them like a 5 foot radius
or
or like a
spread like
five
so
foot
fucking
dis,
apart. Yeah,
or like the distance you can shoot somebody is so minimal. Even though shotguns, like they're
shooting like
effective
a
up to
regular fucking
100 feet.
gun.
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
shoot like a regular gun, but for some reason, every video game's like, nah, if they're not right in front of you, this thing does nothing.
it's not just first-person shooter. It's just any game that has shotgun in it. I get it. It's for game mechanics. You have to nerf it. but
Now
you are a gun,
there's
you know,
one there's one video game that gets shotguns right. It's also a terrible video game, but there's one game that does it.
which is it?
Terminator Salvation. The shotgun does double the damage of the AR in the game, but it has the same range as the AR.
Oh man, this was yeah.
I will. The game's terrible, but they get shotguns right.
Even good games has this, trope as well. Resident Evil. Like Resident Evil shotguns are literally just close quarter weapon.
Which is funny because the game teaches you to not let anything get close to you, but you
Right?
have to let them get close.
It's so fucking dumb. Like, why do I have to wait for them to get close enough to, hug me to use my shotgun to be, effective?
Here's a fun one. We don't experience this much anymore. It's kind of going away unless you play like Telltale games or games like, oh, I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't matter. QuickTime events.
Dude, there were
QuickTime
time period where every game had a time event for no reason.
it's that 360 PS3 era, right before they made the Switch. Every single game had a QuickTime event, and it was never like established that this game would have a QuickTime event. You'd be middle of the game, and all of a sudden you have one.
Resident Evil 4. That shit, we can bring this shit
Yeah,
up.
Resident Evil 4 was full of them, and then
Worst
right when
part
you
was
no, it was Resident Evil 6 actually. You almost didn't have any QTEs, and all of a sudden, at one point during Leon's campaign, when you think you're safe because it goes to a cutscene, there's a fucking QTE while you're getting chased by a T-Rex zombie.
well, to be fair, they done that first on Resident Evil 4. Because at the time, nobody thought there would be QTE in a cutscene. And Leon is start running, and you're just watching the cutscene out of nowhere. There's like a press this button, and then he gets crushed by a fucking boulder. And we're all like, "What the fuck?"
Oh man, I almost want to call it there. What else do we got? I think that's it. We just wanted to
Uh,
complain about some gaming trips. You know what? Here, tell me something that you do enjoy, because there's always good ones that happen every now and then. For me,
they're
it's
always
like what- uh, like healing items. I love the fact that everything is a healing item in a video game. Every food is a healing item for some reason.
for some reason just I eat cheese. I just heal 10 hit points. It's like, that's not how it works, but
Yeah,
okay.
but I still love it. I think it's hilarious.
I
Um,
still have some negative ones, but if you want the positive ones, I love it when you get to either play as a boss after you beat the game, or like some of the hidden characters.
I think
I find those always fun.
Calamity, Age of Calamity, I think did that best because you got an entire campaign to play as Ganondorf.
I mean, it just Dynasty Warriors does that a lot. So like at first, it's just the Age of Calamity, but when they did the Pyro Warriors one, yeah, you had to beat the entire game to unlock Ganon. So the big mode, which was great. Uh, there's like other games where you can just play as a, like after you beat the game. Fire Emblem is one of the good ones, like where you can, unlock some of the hidden characters, and like they join your team. So now you can play as them, and they're usually unique classes. Yeah, that's always fun.
I think a fun one, when done correctly, is the silent protagonist.
Yeah, yeah. I am so sick and tired of every protagonist needs to be sassy, snarky asshole that has to talk.
I think a lot of that
Like
has to do with like comic books, if I'm being honest. Specifically, like you can blame MCU for that because
I
the
blame
most
feminists.
The most popular characters are the
You
ones
can
that are
you
like
cannot
kind of
just skip
smart
over
ass.
that. You cannot just ignore that and just move on.
I might have to blur that one out too. Um, oh, this
You
is
know,
this is one
we
that
don't have to
I
live in fear of Anita's execution anymore. We don't have to fear Zoe Quinn anymore. You know, we can just say things that that they are.
I guess another one for me. I'm gonna go back to a negative one that like I truly just don't care about this anymore. The chosen hero. I just
Depends.
I don't care anymore because every single game you're the chosen hero. You're
Well,
always the chosen hero.
okay, I totally get it, and we kind of had a rebound time period as well from it. Where everybody got sick and tired of the whole chosen hero deal. So we all went back to being a regular dude or just a regular jagoff saving the world kind of trope now. But I think it comes down to a lot of that. You remember how Twilight, like kind of made that whole trope about, oh, by the way, I'm a vampire. That's also a werewolf. That's also a vampire, and then also a very like a special bloodline.
I think we watched different movies growing up.
Probably. Oh shit! Actually, you know what? I got better. I got better example for that one. Naruto.
I mean, let's be honest, he was always a chosen hero. It's a good example of like when it works, but I'm thinking of like I know everybody loves this game. I do enjoy it too. Everybody always likes to point out that Oblivion, you're not the chosen hero. You're just some guy that happened to be there at the right time at the right
Bullshit. You were
place.
put there by
You
Daedra.
Yeah, they're always like talking about like, you're not really the hero. The hero is the guy that you're seeking out the entire time. It's like, okay, he does one thing the entire game. You did everything to set all that up.
Right.
You were still the chosen hero.
You
That
did
guy
all the
just happens
work.
to do the one thing that you can't do.
Aristotle just killed himself
Yeah. Like
in
it's
game.
just it's just an overdone trope at this point because every single game is that. Every single Soulsborne game, it's that. Like you happen to be the chosen one that was selected to to either light the flames again or kill the universe basically. I
But when they
forget
do
the exact
chosen one
terms.
right, though, that actually works. That's the problem. It works when they do it right.
It does. It's just an overdone trope at this point. Every other game feels like that. Oh, here's one for you because I know we had some issues with this one. We were talking about it yesterday. Scripted to lose.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, you work your ass off to finally win a fight. Work your ass off to get there. You finally defeat this thing, only to get a cutscene where it's just him kicking your ass.
Why did you even give me an option to beat this? Like fights.
The one that immediately comes to my mind because I just replayed it was Jedi Survivor. You play as Seer, one of the Jedi's that survived Order 66. You are kicking Darth Vader's ass. Like he is actually starting to visually get fucked up. You go
But
for
if you
one
beat him,
strike
he
and
just
he
goes
just
straight. Yeah.
straight up like spoiler alert if you haven't played the game, it's almost 5 years old now. What are you doing? Um, you make one lunging attack at him in a cutscene and you miss, but he happens to stab you right in the chest, and then he just walks away.
That's just discrepancy between the gameplay and a cutscene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so dumb to me. I always hated that stuff. Like, why are you giving me the option to beat this boss if the end result was always for me to lose? Just make the boss not killable and force me to lose in the gameplay.
Right.
Is it frustrating? Yeah, but at least there's a reason why I lose because it's just not possible to win. They already, especially with like that game specifically, they did it in the first one, the Fallen Order. Darth Vader doesn't even have a fucking health bar because you just are no match to him. As most Jedi are, they're no match to Darth Vader in general.
He
Like,
should he
just
should
give
just
that.
look at you and you die.
Yeah, like that should just be it. Don't. Don't even give me the option to think that like, oh, this character is going to survive this situation just to get killed.
Yeah, should be like that.
Spe-
Yeah,
that
there's certain
that
fights
actually
that make.
that goes into another one for me. That's kind of like a two-parter, but it's one, but it's two. I think you'll understand what I say here. Uh, Different color swapped endings / choices don't matter.
Looking at you, Massive.
Like, there's so many. In my opinion, like Baldur's Gate is one of those games that like every choice matters. There's not a color swap. Every single thing matters, and every
Oh, absolutely.
decision
Yeah.
matters to get to that different ending. But then you have another game, like you said, Mass Effect. I will defend that game till the day I die. I have a tattoo of that game on my arm. At the end of the day, you still go down to the last 5 minutes of it being a color choice.
Yeah, none of the choices you made up to that point matters.
Like they matter to a certain extent, and the extent is whether or not you get to see the ending of the game.
Do you
Because if you
like
don't,
blue Powerade, green Powerade, or red
oh,
Powerade?
I don't even mean just that. I mean like you need to do certain levels of choices to get to certain level of readiness to actually fight, like go into the end of the game. And if you don't do that right, you just die before you even make it to Earth.
Dumb.
But that to me is like okay, that's where it ends right there. That's fine. That's a good way to end that. But then if you get past that point, you get the bonus of actually getting to choose your colored ending.
Which is shame because they done so well before up to that point.
I think it's also a good showing that like BioWare, Mass Effect 3 onward, they just never learned how to finish a story.
Unlike Master Chief.
Master Chief finished his story. As far as I know,
Are
he's still in cryosleep.
you sure about that?
Yeah, he's still in cryosleep as far as I know. Anyway, actually, there is a funny thing to mention. Did you know the storyline for like Halo from Halo 1 through 4 or Halo 1 through 3 specifically is like 4 months?
No way. Really? Only
Yes.
4 months?
Yeah, Halo 1
Wow.
through 3 only last like 4 months. And when you
Wow.
really think about it, actually, I think it's Reach. Halo Reach through Halo 3 is only like 4 months. The entire, like everything that happens on the Halo ring itself is like over the course of 2 days on Halo 1.
So
Halo
you're telling me
2 is over the course of like a week and a half after they jump through Slipslace, in which most of the crew gets put into cryosleep. And then Halo 3 jumps off right from the ending of Halo 2, which takes another like 3 days to complete. Somebody did the math and they looked at from the time Halo 1 began with Master Chief coming out of the cryosleep to the time that Halo 4 began, Master Chief technically had only been awake for like a week.
so you're telling me the entire civilization got fucked over by one person in less than 3 months?
Yes. No, no. So like the war itself between like Covenant and humans had been going on for years upon years before this.
Right.
But the chronological like events of Halo Reach
But the
to
moment,
Halo
yeah.
3 when like the war technically ends is technically over the course of 4 months in which you actually excluding gameplay from Reach, you actually only play like a month of it.
Literally, Master Chief wakes up, finishes the fight, and goes back to sleep.
Like basically, like he wakes up, you discover a Halo ring, and then within 3 or 4 weeks of discovering that Halo ring, the war's over.
You know what? That's another trope I want to bring up.
I knew this was bringing up. I have another one for you.
The games that quote unquote has like a time, like passing of time, but does not actually explain how much time has passed.
I mean, they explain how much time has passed. The
Well,
problem is they
on
don't
Halo,
explain
yes,
it
they
in
do.
the games.
Right in the games, But we're talking about
Well,
games here.
actually, no. They to an extent they do and they don't because every single game has like a time stamp on it somewhere in the game to tell you like the time, date, and year in which everything happens. The books are really what gives you the full lore around everything. But like I do see what you mean of like I can think of like Skyrim would be a great example of like the canon timeline for when the events start to when they end. I think is supposed to be like over the course of like 5 years.
But
But
does
if you
not really
play
feel
that,
like it.
nah, if you play that game right, you can do it in like 3 in-game days, sometimes
Dude,
less.
you can do it in 10 minutes.
And I think that's the equivalent of like one, no, like half a game, half like 6 hours in game, which would be
There
insane to go. Which is
but
insane if you think about it. If like that, maybe that's the canon thing to Skyrim
right.
is
Well, think of it
you
this way.
come to on a. Good, sorry, go ahead.
What about Baldur's Gate 3? I mean, you love that fucking game, but you cannot tell me that game, like in-game time period, how many ever times that you rest and whatnot. Because some people can finish that in like one rest. That's not how you cannot tell me that's how short the game actually takes time in.
Yeah, because they explain like the time between going from like the camps at the beginning of the game to going to actual Baldur's Gate itself and like basically getting from Act 1 to Act 3. They don't really explain how long those times take. And I think the assumption is just like it takes a couple days to go from between each act, just
But
on
then
travel time that you're not technically present
yeah,
for.
but then that still only puts the entire event within a week.
Yeah, I
When
mean that's realistic.
no, because no, the whole event actually takes time over months. That's another thing. Like the previous the Baldur's Gate, games as well, or even Pathfinder as well. Pathfinder has a time skip where you're going to hell and come back. For you, it only took like maybe like a day or two. But outside world, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, by the way, you're gone for 6 months." Well, you didn't fucking explain that. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And we're gonna call it right there. That's gonna do it for this week's episode of Talking Bitch. I don't have a good outro, but here's Drake Kwan with the white guy doing an Asian voice for the ending of a video game.
Hello, my name is Henry. Thanks for coming. Listen to our podcast. Good to see you. You later.
I'd just be a fucking blur at the end.
You just blip.